What is essence of any religion? We read through many books and we attend a lot of discourses. Every master, every book, every scripture, every source says that we have to get rid of our ego. We have to get rid of our desire. We have to get rid of all our bad qualities. And then only you can become an enlightened being. Now just think, if you try to get rid of your ego, what will happen? If you try to get rid of your desire, what will happen? So it's like you are running away from your reality. Reality is that you do have all kind of good and bad qualities. Like you do have ego, you do have desire, you do have jealousy, you do have lust, you do have anger, you do have compassion, you do have love, you have all kind of qualities. And that is not you accumulated, that came with you when you were born, and it's not that you have created those qualities. So the qualities which you have not created, how can you get rid of it? And even if you try to get rid of it, it will try to come to you with more force. It's like if dog is chasing behind you, you are trying to run away from a dog. The more you try to run away from a dog, he will try to chase you more with more force. But the moment you stop and see, dog will go away. He will not do anything to you. But if you try to run away, he will think that you are a thief, you are something wrong with you, and he will try to catch you. In the same way, whenever we try to run away from material life, whenever we try to run away from our bad qualities, it will attract us more. It's like you go on fasting and you fast for a day or two. Then you crave for food more than ever before. But if you keep on eating your regular food, you don't crave for it. The thing is so natural, and the food is not your weakness. But the moment you try to fast, the food becomes your weakness. And now the problem becomes more worst. So what is the solution? If you try to run, the problem becomes more and more worst. And if you don't try to run, if you try to indulge into all those bad qualities, you are lusty and you try to indulge in all those bad qualities, still you have to bear the pain of that. You have to bear the pain of that execution. So if you try to run away or if you try to execute, both will make you miserable. So what is the way out? Only way out is to watch it, to witness it consciously. The moment you try to witness, it will go away automatically. It's like in a building, you keep a watchman, okay, and the very presence of watchman prevent the thief from entering into the building. So watchman is not doing anything, he's just sitting there. So when thief comes, he sees that, oh, there is a watchman, I should not enter into the building, I should not do any theft, otherwise he will catch me. So in the same way, when you consciously witness your mind, your activities, and you make your consciousness as a watchman, no good or bad qualities can intrude in your sphere, and it will always be away from you. So let's say you become angry. What do? You break the glass, you start throwing the things, you slap somebody, you do some kind of damage, and it's a calamity. Okay, so if when you become angry, if you can observe your anger very consciously, the anger loses its strength, and it the very witnessing prevents anger from providing any more fuel, so that you don't become more and more angry. So So witnessing is an activity which through which you can get rid of all your bad qualities. Now, uh, how to witness when you are really in that situation? It's very difficult. When you are really angry, you cannot witness really as such. So, how to cultivate your mind for witnessing? For that you need a practice. You need a sadhana. That's why many scripture has suggested meditation. Many scripture has suggested lot of practices like prayer, bhakti, and whatever technique suits to you, you just adopt that technique, and slowly, that quality will start coming into your life, and you become more and more conscious. You become more and more aware of anything than ever before. So, what happens when you really witness? When you witness your anger, you are separate from anger, because there is someone you who is witnessing something called anger. So you are not in anger. The thing which you can witness is not you. So it's like there are three things. There is a knower who is knowing the anger. There is a known thing which is called anger, and there is a process of knowing. Knower is knowing the known. That means there is a witness who is trying to see the anger. The moment you become witness, you are away from all your qualities, because you are qualityless. There is nothing inside you which has any quality, but all quality are externally imposed. But we identify ourselves with those qualities, and we think that I am egoistic, I am angry, I am jealous person, I am this, I am that, and this identification becomes cause of our misery. The moment you try to witness, you just stand aloof, and you try to see the things. You become separate from it, and you are no longer identified with that thing. And in that witnessing, you just get rid of all your bad qualities. You just get rid of all your things which you wanted to get rid of, like ego, like your desire. But if you try to suppress it, it will get stored deep inside your being. Slowly, all events will get registered. Slowly, uh, all layers will become will be stored inside you, and one day will come when it will burst like a volcano from within you. So it's worse than executing the anger. So you should never try to suppress any of your qualities, because you have not generated it, so you have no right to suppress it. Just let it go, let it come out, and you will see that magic will happen. And when you try to live in a balanced way, whenever you are angry, be angry. Whenever you are not angry, don't be angry. That's a balanced way of life. So in that balance, there is a truth, there is a consciousness, there is a witnessing. And what happens when the system is not balanced? Like when you put water in a U-tube, it always balances itself in both the tubes of the U shape. In the same way, every element in nature is balanced. The moment it is not balanced, it creates a torque, and system becomes unbalanced and it distorts itself. In the same way, if we don't remain balanced inside ourselves, it distorts our own system, and hence we become restless, we become frustrated, we become unhappy. That's the outcome, that's a calamity. Calamity has to come the moment you become imbalanced. So through witnessing, through consciously observing, you can cultivate that balance in your life, and that's the essence of any religion.